it, and they can unscrew it, open it up, send it to Spawnwave. Let him open it up and tear it down. I would love to see John do that. John from Spawnwave, not John Alvarado. Smash, did you see this box before? I did not see this box before. This box is new to me. What I saw was cardboard, like that, just brown. Like somebody had the pieces and parts. They were like getting the sizes and shapes right, and showing me how it was going to be laid out inside with the two dual boxes. This is good. Now I can actually talk about the box, which is something that I've seen before and what I saw compared to this. And it's what I expected the end result to be, but what I saw was mostly just like brown and kind of put together by a person. Oh, John is in the chat. The EU box is the most complex, and we have partners in Europe who want to see the box. John, where is the US box, and what's going on with the release date? Do we have any updates on that? And is the quiet period over now that this video has been published, or does this not count as part of the quiet period? I have so many questions. John's here. And John, I hope you know I got nothing but love for you. I even said that at the beginning of this video. Does this mean that they're in mass production now? Have they started putting together the founders, at least? Any information, any insight you can give. And the blockchain, is the blockchain on the physical products working? Because that wasn't gone over in this video. That's another question a lot of people have had. And yeah, mad respect for John being here, by the way. Because I know it would be very easy for him to just ignore me right now. So mad respect. The quiet period pertains to business and financial negotiations. That is ongoing, but we wanted to show some progress that is happening at the same time. That's fair. But it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't answer any questions as far as like when somebody could expect to have one of these in their house, which I'm starting to feel is a lot further off than what might initially be implied by the March 31st date. Right, that's what I'm saying. I think you guys are getting out of what he said exactly what I got out of it. Why focusing on Europe first while the US launch is far from certain without an acquire? Marcel, you can't ask that kind of question. That's unfortunately a financial question. He's just going to say we're in a quiet period. Can't talk about that. It's a great question, but I already know his answer. This video is not going to satisfy the critics. No, it's not. I think you guys should hopefully know me by now. I want nothing more than this to succeed, but all I can do is look at this with a critical eye now. And I'm being as unbiased as I possibly can with it. Some might say I'm being overly unbiased with it and being too aggressive. But ultimately, I want my critical eye to push the company, to motivate them, to do something other than just quiet period and talk, and then quiet period and then talk. I want some action. I want to see this console out there. I want some sort of updates. Does GameStop have any units? I think not, but they still say they do. Weird. Do they have empty weighted boxes? Have it gone from a game console to a physical product box with a coin in it? Oh, Mike, I think you know the end of that answer. Blitzkrieg, I would not hold my breath on that. And Gareth, thank you again for the DM with this. That's another thing, too. Let me, while we're waiting for John to potentially respond, I don't know if he's going to or not. Hold on, let me bring it up on the screen here. This is what Intellivision sent me. Make sure you guys can see it. And this is how I found out right after Gareth sent me the DM. I got this in my email. Yes, we need to show the game purchasing and box edition redeeming next. Do you have a time frame for that, John? Because I think much more than the unboxing, I think that would go a lot further into easing people's minds with this. But that might just be me. So this is Phil Adam during the quiet period stating, I mentioned in a previous update that we are in negotiations with potential investors, acquirers during this process. We continue to push forward with the Amico. Today, I'm pleased to show some of that progress. I hope you enjoy this unboxing video of John Alvarado and friends revealing Amico's finished packaging, highlighting some of the unique features of Amico controllers and games. Thank you for the continued support, Phil Adam. I would have loved some more highlighting of the actual console lighting and how that works and interacts with some of the games, because you mentioned that, but then you don't go into it at all. So that was one of the things I think would have been cool to show that off with people. Hans wanted a video focusing on European packaging and languages. That's why so much. Oh, okay. So this was done for Germany and for Europe and for Hans. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Because if he doesn't understand what you've done on the console, he wants you to show it off. Okay, that makes sense. But then I'd ask the obvious follow-up question of, where's Tommy and Phil on this, and how come they're not demanding the same thing out of the American one, and why is that not leading the charge here? Because, America first, right? And Lord Rakin, no, I know, I'm not blaming John at all for this. I hope that's clear with our conversation. I got nothing but respect for the stash. And I know he's an extremely hard worker there. When I say I met with the people at Intellivision, and they're very hard workers there. Like, John is literally like person number one that comes to mind in my head when I'm saying that. And I really, really appreciate John even being here right now, because I know it's so easy. It's so easy to avoid me after how I've treated the company, you could say, from your perspective. So I respect the hell out of you for being here, John. Maybe this was done to satisfy the terms of the German grant from the guy. I don't think so, because that was more for the games, and they already did the deep dives on games. Like, you could make the argument for the games. I don't think the German government gave a stipend for the console itself, but I don't know enough about that. Differing opinions are fine. Respect for John for being here, though. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Smash. I still want to play Amico games with you in the future. Aw. Me too, John. Me too. I think my frustrations have come in, John, and I hope you can respect where I'm coming from, is everything I've been told has not happened. And the games look great, and they're cool, but I still have some major concerns between the unit that is shown here and what the retail unit is going to be. Wait, so I thought the Amico was guaranteed not to come out? Let's see, this is the real people back in. I never said I guarantee it's not coming out. I said they face a tremendous amount of challenge to get from here to there. And I still am pulling for them, and I still hope for the best, but I don't feel great about this. Or something along those lines. That's my stance on this. I've said that multiple times. A couple still have the plastic peel-off covers, and those scratch up easily. So, John, would you go on the record here as saying that this system, this console that you pulled out of this box, is a retail unit? or is this console a dev kit? Not to put you on the spot, nor do I know if you could even answer that question, because that might go back into being the quiet period. But I guess a non-answer would be an answer. Because I guess it's more of a, can you confirm that this, what you unboxed, is a retail unit? Yeah, Ninja Kitty, that's another one of the things I would agree with. I meant to say that in the video because I was thinking about that before this. Aside, thank you for the $5. I'd believe it if someone told me that this console was a money laundering scheme. You know what's funny is I was actually talking to my brother on the phone today about that. Like, man, I'm in the middle of watching the Ozarks and I'm just like, I mean, you hear the story about Tommy and the $100,000 from Brazil, and then you see the system and all the money being put into it, and you're just like, where's all the money going? What's going on? Definitely not accusing it of that. I just want to be clear. But it's curious to think about that kind of stuff. Phil and Tommy are liars, but John is doing what he told us to do. Hello, Smash. With this unboxing, do you expect to receive some return? No, Edwin, I do not. I would love that, but I'll get back to that. It's not a retail unit. We assembled it here. Okay, but does that mean you can't assemble retail units? Because I thought Tommy said a while back that they were like, oh, if we have to assemble all 2,600 Founder units here, we'll do that. So, I mean, from what Tommy said, if we're to believe Tommy, you guys could assemble retail units. So by confirming it's not a retail unit, that brings up some questions of, is this identical? Is what went into this going to be identical to what a retail unit is? I'm more confused now by that answer. It is still in dev kit mode, so Hans can easily update, sideload updates, but we can make a production unit. Okay. So I think that is good to hear, and thank you for being fully transparent and honest with me and the chat about that. I think that's where the concern lies, is that falls into the bucket of that's talk. Not to say we don't believe you, but that's just saying we can do that. We just didn't do that yet. So I think people would want to see, okay, can you do that? Can you make the retail unit and show us a one-for-one exactly what it looks like? Because I want to see a retail unit. I want to see the boot up without any cuts. I want to see these physical products loaded on and connecting to the blockchain and putting it on your system without any issues. I want to see what it looks like to sync a controller, connect it to your name. There's so much I want to see. I want to see what it looks like playing these games, and if there's noticeable lag with the games, if there's a difference in the CPU, GPU. A lot of questions. I mean, I'm like, these are literally just off the top of my head. I got a lot more if I got time to think about them. What's up, Vito? They show off a packaging mock-up, and everyone thinks this changes anything. If they showed me a stack of 500 of these assembled and ready, that's, yeah. Clearly, you're late to the chat, Vito, because I already said exactly that. What's up, Steve M? I'm here, but going to be driving while listening, so sorry not. Oh, no worries, man. No worries. Let me see. Did I miss John? All the hardware is final. That is something. That is something. Thank you for confirming that, John. All the hardware is final. You guys Heard it from the mustache himself. The hardware has been finalized. And again, John, out of no offense to everyone else, but out of everyone at Intellivision, when you say it, I believe you, man. Please don't let me down. God damn it, dude. I'm trusting you, John. I'm trusting you. Please, for the love of God, I hope that's true. Jake Randall in the house. What's going on? Hey, I've been here the whole time. Jake Randall's going to be doing some live streams on how to pick up your Intellivision Amico at GameStop, because these things are going to be very exclusive if they ever get made in a very, very small allotment of them. I think you've got a near finished product and $0 with which to actually manufacture. Yes, Vito, I would concur. 100%. That is the problem that they're in right now. Good question, Marceau. John, if you're still here, is the OS final too? So the hardware has been finalized. Can you confirm? I would argue, I already know the answer. The OS is not final, because we just saw the menu with a bunch of generic gears spinning around, and even the store has a gear icon spinning around. It's like, that's not finalized. That needs to be updated. So J-Dad. Well, Lord Raken, I can confirm I've played a good amount of these games without encountering too much lag. Not noticeable. There was a couple things that happened with tiny bits of lag that was noticeable, but it was never gameplay related for me. It was like in the menus and stuff like that, switching the colors of the controller. It was like a half-second delay on that kind of stuff. But the actual gameplay, there was no lag. I think they did a great job with this unboxing video. I do not. I mean, I think John did the best he could with what he had to work with, but I don't think this was a great unboxing video by any stretch. I mean, just being fully honest about it, it didn't teach anybody anything new. It just showed a box off. He didn't say software is finalized. Yeah, exactly. That's what I assumed, Jamie. Yeah. Jake says, I want the black and red one. That one looks so good. Yeah, that one's the, what's that? What's the red one called? I can't remember the name of it now. It's the Ferrari red, whatever that was. You inboxed a dev kit. That's shocking. This video looks like a $25 indie advert from the 80s. John is just the messenger. The execs are hiding. Yes, Nostalgic. I would 100% agree with that, which is why I give him major props for being here. I'm glad you were on my side about the gears, Smash, LOL. I wanted to have custom icons for each applet, but Art Direction wanted just a gear for anything that was not a game to avoid confusion. I mean, I would strongly push back on that and say it's actually more confusing if everything's the same icon. I mean, you can have a picture of like a little house with the Amico sign on it to make it look like a store, like a shop, and have that like a 3D icon of that spinning around. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. Like, there's a million different icons you could use for the store. This video was a great move to seed some doubt and confuse consumers into thinking the ship might still be upright. Might buy them some time or trick some new investors. Vito, that was my concern with this. Because I was like, what does this even prove? Except to try to sell more people on buying into it. There is some sense to having that distinction. Exactly, John, exactly. Turning off comments was also a pro-gamer move. Now we've just got to trick some crypto whale into backing them. Exactly, Vito, exactly. Because this, to me, and I can tell you right now, Pat and Ian are going to have a field day with this. It's so easy. It's so easy to have a field day with this. If you're trying to avoid that, you need to actually respond to the concerns people have instead of creating new concerns. And like, I don't know when you got here, John, but I had a tremendous amount of concerns and questions throughout this entire video between the jump cuts and not showing off the NFT physical products, and the unit itself wasn't looking like a retail unit, which you've confirmed, and then turning off the comments so that people can't air their concerns for potential investors to see, which might make them not want to invest. So that's why it makes this feel like just a big advertisement to get more people hooked in. And you know, there's something to be said for that at a certain point in the creation of a console. But that ship has sailed in my mind. Like, you guys had the money, you had the time, you got more money, you got more time, and now we're at a place where everything's pretty much done, but you're out of time and you're out of money. And this kind of comes off as a little bit desperate, like, hey, it's legit, here it all is, back to the quiet period. Now they can't respond to concerns. Their only possible strategy now is to subterfuge. They have nothing else to show. John said, it would be a very long video to add all the things you mentioned, Smash. We cut out the boot up time to keep the length down. Well, I mean, okay. But again, if this is not a retail unit, then that could be misleading anyways. I'd want to see the boot up time of a retail unit, of an actual unboxing of something that's going to stores. Which is why this goes to show that this is a useless unboxing video, because it doesn't show what we're going to get. It shows the idea of what we're going to get. And those are two very distinct differences. That's why I have concerns with this video. And I hope that's not me being a dick saying that. I hope that makes sense. It makes me... What's up, PK? It makes me sad. This is just gonna string along the hardcore Amico people and give them false hope. Even if the system is done, they need money to... Exactly. That's my concern with it. Oh, jeez. No, John, do not let Vito join the marketing team. Although he would definitely get attention to Intellivision. The boot up time and process is exactly the same for a retail unit. Okay, but from my perspective, you got to think of it from the consumer side. I want to see it from the... like, even if you showed it from that unit, if someone told me that's not the retail unit, even if you say it's the same exact stuff, I'd say... I don't care. I want what's coming into my house. I want you to do that for the unboxing. That's the whole Geek Getaway. Welcome to the party, pal. About time. That's the whole point of an unboxing video. I guess that's what I'm getting at, is to show people not the idea of what they're going to get, but this is what you're going to get. And again, those are two very distinct differences. And showing something that's not exactly one for one the retail unit, what they're getting, could be looked at as a little bit deceiving. Could be. I'm not saying you're intentionally deceiving people. I'm just saying that could be looked at as being deceitful. What's up, Abbas Lucille? How's it going? Optimism doesn't last, exactly. How do you know, John? Did you have a retail unit in handy? And if yes, why didn't you use that one? Well, Marcel, I think that's what he's saying is it's the same hardware. It's just the OS that might be different. Again, which would be my concern with it, though, was like, that's why we want the retail unit. And also the games. Like, all the games you showed off and stuff like that. It's cool. But it only goes so far because it's not showing off the retail unit. You know, that's the whole point of showing this off to the retail customers, to be able to relate one-to-one with, okay, if I go to the store, I'm getting this, and this is how it's gonna... Bruce Jones! Will there be some shmups for the Amico? Yes, there are. A couple of them. The Flying Tigers and... not Space Strikers, but that's a good one too. And there's another one too. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Let's be real. This video doesn't exist to try to get consumers interested in the console. It's to try and quiet some haters and have something to show to new investors. I think that's a very fair comment based off of my full unbiased impressions of this video. And I really don't want to take that approach. I really don't. I'm left with feeling that this actually, in a weird way, maybe I'm screwed up for saying this, but it does more hurt than good. because all it does is just add more questions. And these are the questions I'm asking that I would not have asked if you didn't have this video up. And you have the comments turned off. Why? I don't know why the comments are turned off. Wouldn't you guys want to communicate with the customers and alleviate their concerns in the comments section? It just feels weird. The difference between this unit and a production retail unit is production OS is completely locked down security-wise. Hardware is the same. Functionality from the user perspective is the same. Okay. But again, that's telling the consumer to take your word for it. Which, in this case, I do believe you, John. I do believe you. But I'm taking the perspective of a consumer that wants to see a retail unit unboxing. And I feel like we can go back and forth on this for hours. But you responding, holding your position, doesn't change the fact of what I'm saying. And that's why I don't think we're going to be able to overcome our discussion here. Michael Towns, thank you for the $5. Like how the games were sold early, sell the box early and make it an NFT that you have to scan the console to download the console onto the console. Exactly. Also, it's weird that John is just hanging out in the chat. Like, either hop on voice for an interview or go away. No, John's fine. John's fine. And honestly, I didn't even plan to stream this long. We got 250 people in here. I don't want to just like leave everyone hanging if there's stuff to talk about. But I don't want to put John on the spot either, because I know in the situation they're in right now, he needs to be very careful with how he answers things. And I don't think that would be very... maybe I'm being an apologist for him. But I want to give him time to think about how he answers what I'm asking him. Because I think it's very important what he says. And I just want to be as fair as I can. I get what you were saying, Smash. We wanted to show the packaging. You want to see a retail unit? That is not what this video is about. So there is a mismatch of expectations. Sorry about that. No, that's fair. That's fair. And like I said, I don't care. What I'm getting at is the general backlash in the community is going to come from that one fact. I can guarantee you that's what everyone's going to be fixated on. And that's why it might make this look worse than just not putting it out there in the first place. And I think that's a fair comment for me to say. Austin, can you close the door, please? It's really bright. Thanks.
Daddy, can I have a cookie, Daddy?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I feel like we're at the point right now. I'm just reading everyone's comments. I feel like everyone has their position, and now it's just like, now we wait. I don't know what more we can do or say about it. What's up, NSG? You stop by. Props to John for showing up. Of course, the real question is, has financing to manufacture been secured? Yeah, and he already responded by saying that aspect is they cannot comment on it because of the quiet period. Which, by the way, is super convenient, but I'm not going to hold John accountable for that. That's not his area. That's not fair to go at John for that anyways. Yeah, that's another thing, Steve. Good point. Like the whole, it's not a retail unit, and the fact that you guys moved forward with the video and then turned off comments. Bruce Jones wants some cookies too. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. No swear. Yeah, that's exactly what Marcel said. Yeah. The point of this video is to ensure Amico forever continues forever. They don't need this video for that to happen. Trust me. Oh man. But I mean, this was definitely something, right? I mean, you can't You can't say they haven't done nothing over the past 8 months, because as John knows, last time I was there, it was a brown cardboard box that I was looking at with the exact same setup, but it didn't see the finalization of it back then. No, Vito, you know better. You know better. The internet doesn't forget, and the internet doesn't let up. And you already know that people are going to have a field day with this. I already know they are. Like, it's a bad look if this is what's been presented to us. That's why I keep going back to it. It might have been better not to put this out. That's why I keep thinking, like, if they showed something new, thank you for the sub, Chris. If they showed something new that wasn't a box, that would have been great. But everything that I saw in the store here, I saw 6 months ago. Everything I've seen, the console, saw 6 months ago. Like, this, nothing tangibly new from the console side of things. What would have been fantastic is if this was a retail unit produced, even if it was produced in-house, even if they put this together by hand and someone wrapped it up in shrink wrap and sealed it themselves and said, okay, we're going to ship this to someone, it's finalized. That would have meant so much more. Because then they could have sent this unit off and started people actually playing it and seeing what makes it tick. They wanted to show off a box. I don't get it. Thank you for the $2, ZZ the one. Right. I think it's a small victory. Multiplayer Brain Duel is new. Never showed that before. That is true. That is true. But that's, I mean, that's such a minor thing in the grand scheme of a console that was supposed to launch 2 years ago that I would not even bring that up. Like, I'm just like, that's not, like, what would have been fantastic in this video is show the retail unit, load up the store, show the games that are available to purchase day one, and then we can see the finished games, what's available, and what the prices are set for them, so that we know that this is a genuinely true unboxing retail unit ready to be shipped to people. None of that took place. It was just an unboxing of a console that you already had at the office. So it was just putting what you had in a cardboard box and taking it out of it. So I get you want to show people, and you're excited about showing. I know you're excited about showing people this stuff, and I know Hans requested this video, like you said. But I just, I can say it without even saying it. I think you know what I mean with this. Longest 10 minutes ever. I still haven't watched the unboxing video. Dropped on a bad day. Oh man, Geek Getaway. That's, yeah. That caught me off guard for sure. It caught me off guard. It came through, and I was just like, what? A part of me, not gonna lie, when the video came through, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to eat some crow here because I was not expecting this. And then I watched it, and I'm just like, oh, it's kind of just feels like more of the same. Not trying to be a dick, just trying to be unbiased with how a consumer would feel about this based off the information that's available to us. And I think if you shared a true retail unit, unboxed, plugged in, connected to the internet, loaded up the store, showed people the games that are available, showed how it works to download it, picked that up, and played it, that would have been like, all right, this thing is ready to go. I watched this, I'm just like, it doesn't prove any of that. Still. Saru in the house. What's up, Saru? Where's your, do I have your, oh yeah. Saru, always representing Sarumaru in the house. There we go. FX Yuki. Represent the game that Saru created. Maybe Intellivision should hire Sarumaru. I missed it. Hold on a second. What did he say? Why was a USAC on... Oh, that's a great question. Again, I guess this is just the easy answer to that Geek Getaway is this is for entertainment purposes only. This unboxing proves nothing and doesn't show anything. It's not a retail unit. It's not actually what's going to Europe. It's just, this is the idea of what it would look like if we actually made these. But that's a great catch, Geek Getaway. Great catch. Okay, last one. Last answer before I go. ... Did I... like, you're answering a question right now? Or you want me to ask a question? Oh, Steve M, new member. Man, you told me you were going to be. But you followed through. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I don't have my wine. It's too early in the day for wine. You won't hear me say that very often, but cheers. Appreciate it. Bruce Jones, no. I would not hang your hat on the idea of a Pro controller anytime soon. I talked to Tommy a while back, and that was not on the plans. I was actually plugging it in here, so use the US plug. Oh, okay. So again, it was kind of a faux unboxing because you said this is a European unit or European box, and you open it up, and it was just not. But thank you, John. Really, we'll let you go, man. Really appreciate you having your feet put to the fire here, and you're being such a good person for taking the heat. I appreciate you, man. Genuinely, thank you. I'd imagine I'm not very well liked at Intellivision right now, but me and John, I have a beer with him any day.